Here's the top stories for October 25th. Phivolcs records a brief explosive eruption at the Kanlaon Volcano. President Marcos to uphold the Philippines' advocacies at the ASEAN Summit. The Malacanang respects the court's decision of acquittal of Enrile, Napoles, and others in 172 million pesos graft charges. PAGASA says the ITCZ and shear line to bring rains to parts of the Philippines on October 25th. Ukraine's Zelenskyy urges the U.S. to broaden Russian oil sanctions and seeks long-range missiles. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology recorded a minor explosive eruption at the summit crater of Kanlaon Volcano on Friday evening, October 24th. Based on a time-lapse footage from 8:05 p.m. to 8:08 p.m., the eruption produced a plume that rose about 2,000 meters above the crater before drifting northeast, Phivolcs said. The event was captured by the IP camera at the Lower Masulog, Kanlaon City Observation Station. Meanwhile, 10 barangays in Negros Occidental experienced ashfall and reported sulfuric odor following the short-lived explosive eruption of the volcano on Friday night. President Marcos Jr. has vowed to uphold the Philippines' commitment to a rules-based international order and the peaceful resolution of disputes in the region as he left for Kuala Lumpur for the 47th Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit and related summits. In his departure statement on Saturday, October 25th, Marcos said he will join fellow ASEAN leaders in reaffirming the country's commitment to ASEAN centrality amid pressing regional and global challenges, including developments in the South China Sea, the situation in Myanmar, threats to regional peace and maritime security, the far-reaching impacts of climate change, economic volatility, and transnational crime. The summit, hosted by Malaysian Prime Minister Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, carries the theme inclusivity and sustainability, reflecting ASEAN's shared pursuit of unity, resilience, and people-centered development. The Malacanang said it respects the decision of the court after the Sandiganbayan acquitted Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Juan Ponce Enrile and 32 others of their 15 graft charges involving the alleged misuse of his 172 million pesos Priority Development Assistance Fund when he was a senator. Enrile's former Chief of Staff, Jessica Gigi Reyes, former Deputy Chief of Staff, Jose Antonio Evangelista II, and businesswoman Janet Lim Napoles were also acquitted. Palace Press Officer and Communications Undersecretary Claire Castro stated on Friday, October 24th, that the court has spoken, therefore its decision must be respected. Castro also emphasized that the administration has no influence over the court's decision, stressing that it is not taking the matter lightly, despite Enrile's position as a sitting official in the Marcos administration. The Intertropical Convergence Zone and a shear line are bringing cloudy skies, scattered rains, and thunderstorms to large parts of the country. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration said on Saturday, October 25th. In its latest weather forecast, PAGASA said the ITCZ is currently affecting Palawan, the Visayas, and Mindanao, while the shear line is influencing weather conditions over extreme northern Luzon. PAGASA urged the public to remain vigilant, especially in areas prone to flooding and landslides, and to monitor official weather bulletins for updates. Fisherfolk and residents in coastal and mountainous communities are also advised to take precautionary measures against possible adverse weather conditions. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy on Friday urged the United States to expand sanctions on Russian oil from 2 companies to the whole sector, and appealed for long-range missiles to hit back at Russia. Zelenskyy was in London for talks with 24 European leaders who have pledged military help to shield his country from future Russian aggression if a ceasefire stops the more than 3-year war. The meeting, hosted by British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, aimed to step up pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin, adding momentum to recent measures that have included a new round of sanctions from the United States and European countries on Russia's vital oil and gas export earnings. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.